Welcome back to Great Day. On June 19th, 1865, the Union Army had made its way to Galveston for a very important message. General Gordon Granger announced that all enslaved African Americans were now free. It was more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation had been issued. June 19th, or Juneteenth as we say, is now a federal holiday. Joining us with how part of Houston will recognize the holiday is State Representative Charlene Johnson. Part of the area she represents includes the historic Acres Homes neighborhood, where the Juneteenth celebration and parade will take place. And Constable Alan Rosen joins us to go over safety measures being taken for this weekend's event. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for your service, because it's you know, what you do is a service, right? You're originally from Temple, Texas. What did you know about Juneteenth growing up? I remember my mom from East Texas, living in Linden, close to Longview. They would celebrate it and they knew about it, but I find a lot of people, African Americans across the country, it's different times and different stories.
Right. It was known as Freedom Day. We celebrated, you know, with our family, just celebrated being freedom, the different rights we were given, you know, being freed from slavery. Then the day that we were given notice that we were actually free.
What brought you from Temple to Houston?
I wanted to attend the University of Houston.
Okay, go ahead, Del. Yeah, go Cougs over there. All right.
Yes. Yeah. I came from a big family, but I wanted to go to the University of Houston because I wanted to be a Cougar, and I'm so glad I did attend the University
that kind of Cougar, not the other
not
kind.
that.
That's the other. Yeah, okay. What brought you into politics? Because you say you never planned to be a politician. I think a lot of people, if they really have that heart of service, it's not about being a politician. It is in that vein of service. But you had been in that area, that space before actually running for office.
Yes, I did a lot of community service. I was president of my civic club. I was vice chair of the Greater Houston Frontiers Club, where I've been on this show before. We give scholarships out. I was on the Alumni Foundation Board for the University of Houston, because higher education and giving scholarships to students was very important to me. So if people were asking me to run for a board for Houston Community College, and I was like, you know, I like serving the community. I like being part of higher education committees, helping kids. And so then I ran to be on the board for Houston Community College at the request of people calling my phone constantly.
So you need to run. All right. Mayor Sylvester Turner was at a commencement ceremony before as a speaker, and that resonated with you.
Yes, I was a freshman at the University of Houston, and I went to the high school graduation for my cousin, which was Sterling High School, and the commencement speaker was State Representative Sylvester Turner, and his speech just really touched my heart about having your attitude determine your altitude, and that this was not a quick race, a swift race, it was a marathon, and how great you can be through education. So that resonated with me, and I had followed his career over the years.
Yeah, and it's interesting because now you hold the very same seat that in the Texas House that he did for over 20 years.
Yes.
All right. The Juneteenth parade in Acres Home almost didn't happen.
Almost didn't happen.
And Mayor, who turned Congressman Turner, said to you, please make sure this happens.
Right. When he was no longer, when he wasn't the mayor, and he was at the last parade in Acres Home, we stood outside the Acres Home Multi-Service Center, and he said, I want you to take this on to make sure this parade continues. Do not let the parade stop or be paused. And that was my promise I made to him. I said, I absolutely will. And so I wanted to keep my promise that we would continue with the parade year after year.
Yeah, and Acres Home is a neighborhood that has such a deep, rich history, but we also know it has a lot of challenges. This is something that is so valued in this community, to come together and celebrate. What can people expect that day?
Yeah, they can expect a very fun field day. Come out with your families, come out and sit and enjoy all the participants. We have almost 100 people participating in this parade. We were able to put this parade together within 3 weeks with the help of our constable, because FIFA was coming into town. A lot of the city resources were going toward FIFA, the preparation for FIFA. So that was a concern as to why they were thinking to delay it or not let it happen this year.
Yeah, and Constable Rosen, that is always a concern on the city. As we always hear, we could use more law enforcement officers, right? So when we have big events coming in, that does put pressure on, but you all were able to step up. So what types of things are you going to be able to do, and what do you want people to know? Is that we want this to be a safe event?
Most importantly, this event's happening.
Yeah.
And that was the most important thing to us. is that this event would continue. It's such a rich tradition in the Acres Homes area. That's in my area as well, and we want to just make sure it's going to happen. What they can anticipate is having a good time, being around family, celebrating Juneteenth, making sure that everybody understands the importance of having a parade that marks this time period and the history of it. Opal Lee started this, you know, many years ago. So it's a way for leaders like Charlene to continue the legacy that has happened there. We're going to make sure people are safe. Our office is going to make sure that everybody enjoys themselves. Bring water, because you got to stay hydrated. And just enjoy yourselves. It's about that celebration.
It's going to be hot. Yes, right. And you get some tempers might fly, but your presence, even your presence, lets people know that, look, if you get out of line, we're going to bump you back into line, right? So that everybody else can enjoy what's happening. And before we wrap up here, what made you decide to go into law enforcement?
You know, I love serving people, and you know, I like helping people authentically. And that's what's mattered to me. I've maintained that the whole time that I've been in office. It's about the people. That's why this parade was so important to happen. With all the resources being strained with FIFA and other things, we had to figure out a way in 3 weeks, I might add, to ensure that this event was going to happen. And it's because it's about the community. It's about people. And these things are so important to continue to have and celebrate, and we couldn't let the fact that we had a FIFA soccer tournament interfere with Juneteenth.
With our tradition here. That's right. That's right. All right. So there'll be a parade, there'll be all kinds of things out there, just having a great time. But thank you all very much.
Thank you.
The annual Acres Homes Juneteenth Parade is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon, starting at the Acres Homes Multi-Service Center. For more information about the event, you can visit greatdayhouston.com, and we'll give you details there.